Hey, what's up, ecosystem? What is an automobile transporter? Is that different from a car hauler? Are you messing with me right now? It's Tuesday nights live on Auto Transport Intel. Bring your questions and buckle in. I'm Jay, your host. Welcome back to the show. Hey, how you guys doing? Welcome back to Tuesday Nights Live. I'm Jay, your host. You're live on Auto Transport Intel, and you're communicating. I love it. Thank you guys so much for joining me again on a Tuesday night. I think this is episode 92 in a row, and this is actually, it's kind of my 2-year anniversary, as a matter of fact. I was just noticing that in 4 days, 2 years ago, I started the Facebook page for Auto Transport Intel. And I know I started the YouTube channel sometime in June 2 years ago. And I am right around the corner from 6,000 subscribers. So I'm loving that. Listen, if it's your first time here, let me tell you what is going on here, folks. I ran the car hauler. I want to welcome you to the show. Please feel free to join the live chat. Thank you guys so much. In fact, the live chat is such a big part of the show that it has its own segment called Hello Live Chat. I'm going to go into the live chat and say hello. Oh, I'm a minute late, so keep on moving. Okay, and then we're going to go into industry news. You guys know industry news. I do Facebook memes and jokes and actual news, and I'll share tragic photos and all kinds of stuff. It's all car hauling. It's industry related, and it's a big industry. So if you've got something you want me to share live on the show, maybe you're hiring drivers, okay? Send me that, autotransportintel@gmail.com. Be a part of the show. Then we're going to go into, it's one of the new segments. It's the information superhighway. There's so many letters of information in the information superhighway that I can only put info superhighway, otherwise it runs on top. Maybe I'll try that next time. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to do that for a while. We're going to talk to Ty at CTS Business Coaching, because the information is going to go right into CTS. CTS is information. We're going to catch up with Ty for 10 minutes, and then we're going to go into the meat of the show 1 hour later, the actual meat of the show, the promise and the delivery, the legal definition roundtable, where we have our featured guest, Mike Matousek. He is the government affairs manager of OOIDA. What a treat. We're so lucky to have him here. He's been here before. This is an update and continuation. It was his idea. So that's the thing too, man. If you've got an idea right now, you're like, dude, I got to get this to Jay. We got to get this live. Let me know. We'll put it together, and we're going to bring in on the roundtable, we're going to bring in Ty of CTS, who will already be with us for some CTS business coaching, and then also we're going to bring in Rob, mystery guest Rob the driver. So that'll be pretty cool. So that's what's happening. So let's go into Hello Live Chat. All right. So I'm going to be a few chats behind, but that's okay. It's okay to be a few chats behind. Hey, is this where you get tickets, says Ty? Yes, it is where you get tickets. Tickets to the car hauling show with actually Ty. And we got that slide coming up in industry news. So yes, the answer is yes. Free tickets to CTS Business Coaching, always on the phone. Do you have Ty's number? I'm just going to type it here. 417-483-2764. That is Ty. Seriously, you want to give him a call? Give him a call. He's here with us tonight. Shaggy's with us. Hey, what's up, Shaggy? Welcome back to the show, man. It's Tuesday night. Thanks for joining. I appreciate that. It means a lot. And Shaggy, we appreciate you and all the things that you do in freight trucking. So nice sister company relationship there, man. Thank you so much. And I see the banner when you go live. I see the banner in the background. I really appreciate that. It means a lot. Peps and Auto Transport, hello. Hopefully everyone is doing awesome. I've been absent for a while. I've been getting things done. Sometimes you have to get things done. Brian, thank you for joining us. You've been on the show before. Appreciate that, Brian. Ty says, at 7C's Transport, good idea. Let's do a drawing for a free ticket. That is a great idea. That is a great idea. You know, I have it's hidden up there somewhere, but I have the Mug-O problems. We did that show back in the dispatching problems. We could do the Mug-O free ticket. So let's do that next week, Ty. Please remind me to do that, and we'll do a drawing. That'd be dope. We'll have to figure out how to do the drawing. I don't even know. You're in charge of that, so that's a great idea. Brian, Shaggy, Ty, Shaggy, Bill at Bad Apples. What's up, Bill, Bad Apples? Thanks for joining the show. Do appreciate it. Means a lot seeing you in here. We were talking about you. Now, you're in here so much, Ty and I talk about you and some of the comments you've made, and it's pretty neat. Actually, Ty and I talk about a lot of people and companies. Pretty much every day now, I meet another company I haven't talked to before. In fact, earlier today, I talked to a lead generator. We're going to have a follow-up meeting, and I was telling him, listen, first we talk, and then we see if we can get a live interview, and then we see if maybe you want to advertise on the show. That's how it works. That's my life cycle. So welcome back to the show, Bill. Kimberly's with us. Welcome back to the show, Kimberly. Thanks for all that you do before, during, and after the show. And yeah, you know Ty, you know Shaggy, because Kimberly, Ty, and we went to Matt's together. We set up in the booth with Shaggy. We were there all 3 days. That was really awesome. So we're looking forward to doing another show on the road. I'm thinking it's Used Car Week in November. What is Used Car Week? Oh, man, that's going to be awesome. Shaggy, Ty, Shaggy. Wow, that's a lot of Shaggy. Thank you for the happy anniversary. I really, it's awesome, isn't it? Not to mention, not only is 4th of July fun and full of fireworks, but for me it spells freedom. Oh, man. Whew. 2 years. That was a long time. I feel like I served a tour of duty. I can finally make money again and freely promote. What's he talking about? Jay, you coming to the truck show with us? You know what? Here's the thing. I don't think I'm going to make it to GATS in August. We've got AIS in July we got to get to. We've got finished vehicle logistics in Baltimore we got to get to in August. I don't think I'm going to be able to do GATS, man. I know. I think it's going to be cool, but I think I've got to miss it. But I'll definitely be at Matt's again next year, and Matt's for me, I'm Matt's forever. Matt's forever. That should be the t-shirt. What is he talking about, honey? Honey, what's he talking about? Matt's forever. Anyone getting started, it's not easy. Definitely contact Ty at CTS. Thank you, Brian. It's interesting because we were talking about this today. Somebody else said, well, quit giving away all the information. You're just creating more competition. I'm like, no, man. I'm helping keep the insurance rates down, because if we can slow the process of people flipping their trailers because they don't know, I'm sorry, man. I'm trying to keep it real. And I know, like, Ty gets worked up, and then, like, we tag team. He gets worked up, then I get worked up. It does get us worked up to think that so many people are getting into car hauling and not knowing how insane this is. This is a very insane... What did he say, Vrelly? Yeah, he said this is a Vrelly insane trip, man. I mean, whoa, you've got to be like crazy to just like go to the truck stop, meet the guy with the gold bars, and just jump in and like get me a dispatcher, get me a 1-ton, get me a trailer, because I want to have, fun and get rich. Dude, I don't know who is talking about this, man. Whoa, bro. You need to check yourself, dude. So yeah, Brian, I'm glad that Ty was able to help you, and in turn, you were able to come on the show and talk about it's a trip. It's really a trip, man. Where'd I go? It's nearly Independence, Jay. Yes, we're excited. Thank you, Market Trucking Answers. Thank you for joining the show. It means a lot. Appreciate it. I'm running behind on time. It's 8:13. I should be at industry news. We're fine. It's fine. T. Stu says, hi, room. Thanks for the show. Well, thank you, T. Stu. Thanks for tuning in. Listen, I get emails every day. My phone was ringing earlier. A guy is leaving me messages calling me Franco because he needs to get a car moved. The word is out. All right. What I'm doing now, any email that I get that's car hauling related, I'm like, have you watched Auto Transport Intel? Some people don't reply. But the word is out, and thank you, T. Stu, for joining the show and receiving the word. Okay. Yeah, this show's a little off, because you know what I know? It's a 2-hour show, man. There has got to be a way to make this interesting for 2 hours. Is he sure? Are you messing with me? Yeah. No. Ty, what's up? Bad Apples, Ty, Kimberly, autotransportintel@gmail.com. Hey, it's Marcus, exclusive luxury transport in Las Vegas, saying what's up to you and everyone on the show once again. Well, if you don't know, now you know that when Marcus from Exclusive Luxury Transport in Las Vegas is on the show, I do the voice. Marcus, we need to make like an ad, and I'll do the voice, dude. I'm there. I'm all about it. How's my driving? Hey, what's up? Was doing push-ups on the side of my truck, but I had to stop to catch the show. Yeah, we should all do push-ups. I'll tell you what. Yeah, that's a really good idea, man. In fact, I've seen pictures of guys working out in the truck stop. I love it, man. I share those pictures. Send me a picture of you doing push-ups, and I'll share it on the show. All right, Brian, what's he? Testify. Brian Ardman, do I need my DOT number posted on a tractor I just bought? Yes, you do. In fact, make sure when you post the number, you write USDOT. They actually require you to write US as part of your DOT. That needs to be on the side of your truck. Am I wrong? If I'm wrong, it's okay. But, please chime in. Somebody probably already chimed in. To drive from Chicago to Orlando home terminal. And then yeah, it's do a paper version or whatever, spray paint it, go nuts. Frank Wright says right away transport checking in. What's up, Frank? Thank you for tuning in. That means a lot. I really appreciate it. CTS and Shaggy, Nashville, Brian, Ty, Bad Apples, Ty. Oh, it's held for review. I'm going to let that go. S&A Logistics, what do we got here? S&A Logistics is taking on owner-ops who are in need of a dispatcher. Nice. There's your email address. Thank you, Frank, for letting us know. Man, if you are out there and you need a dispatcher, bookkeeper, taxi driver, chain whipper, whatever you need, share it on the show. That's what it's all about. It's a community. Waiting on Central to approve me. Really? That blows. Let me know how long it takes, but my guess is... one week. All that for that? Yeah, all that for that. Ali says, hey, Jay, glad to see you. Hey, Ali, thank you for joining the show. I appreciate it. It means a lot. 6 a.m. here and I'm watching you. Awesome. Isn't that cool how, you're there, but I'm here, and we're live. We're somehow together, and there's a chat happening. One guy's doing push-ups. Another guy's, making eggs. Somebody else is sleeping on the job. And then somebody else has 5 minutes on their egg timer. Huh? Stinking thing. What is that you have in Baltimore? Hey, Tom, so we're going to go to Finished Vehicle Logistics Import-Export Conference in Baltimore. I believe that is August 6th through 8th. I think that's true. In the industry news, I do have the flyer, so you're going to want to stick around and see the details on that. That's going to be an amazing show. That's Finished Vehicle Logistics. I think it's official. I think we're now friends with Finished Vehicle Logistics. Add them to the list, Ty. That list is growing, man. I love this. Because it's pretty cool. So here's the deal, man. Yeah, I was a dispatcher. I was. I'm not anymore. Oh, thank you. So when I was a dispatcher, I liked to have interesting conversations with people, but I was too busy searching for cars, and I was just a dispatcher, and so there was this large gap that I had a real hard time traversing. It was like Jungle Hunt. I'm on the vine. I'm trying to swing across the gap of, but now that gap is closed, okay? Now we meet people. Now we're going places. Man, it's exciting. And that's what we all want for our business, eh? True. That's what we want. That's what this is all about. That's what it really is, community. We really do want to help you improve business. We really don't want to, we're not trying to improve your competition, but we're trying to, listen, you think, what? If you had real competition, there'd be 5,000 people watching. They're not. They are missing out. You are getting this information. Do not worry about the competition. They're not here right now. You're going to get ahead. Okay. Is that true? Could be. David, Zia's Coast to Coast Transport checking in. Just getting started. Want to introduce myself. Watch your show. Can't wait to learn all about you. Learn about all you talk about and be a part of the industry. Thank you, David. Thank you. That means a lot. That's awesome. Yeah, and if you get lost in the information, if you need to go, if you have a question, it's all good. All my videos are on demand. You can watch them later. I get it. I missed a webinar this morning. I hated that I missed it, but I had stuff I had to do, so now I get to watch it on demand. It happens. Shaw Auto Care is here as a first timer. Well, thank you, Kevin. Thank you very much for saying hello and tuning in. Means a lot. Man, that's awesome. I booked 20 cars while wandering the halls. Oh, yeah, dude. Serge the car hauler. Now, Serge, I have your information. I wanted to organize it and talk about it. Man, am I running late on time. That's okay. Serge went to Barrett Jackson. He got hooked up with a free pass. I think he just paid for his hotel, got a free pass, walked around with a sign in his bag that said car hauler for hire, and ended up, you booked 20 cars by doing that. Let me tell you, Serge, I think that's the coolest thing, man. That is super cool, man. Good for you. Good on Serge. Take that, haters. Am I right? Huh? And I read the tweets. Thanks, Jay. Sorry for the double post. It's all good, man. It's all good. It's all good. Surfer Tinoco, 1.5 weeks. Is it? It's 1.5 weeks for Central Dispatch? Man, he's hitting that buzzer a lot, honey. This live chat show is great. Notified via ATI subscription. Thank you. That's awesome. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate that. Man, it means a lot. Lots of saluting. Lots of 4th of July. I talked to a guy named Ali today looking for a carrier to dispatch. Call him. Sweet, dude. That's how long it took. Yeah. 4 weeks when my partners and I originally over a year ago. 4 weeks? Oh, man. That's when you call in and it rings and rings and rings. What's up, Jesus? Thanks for tuning in, man. Yeah, way to go, Serge. That is awesome. All right. Well, there you go. So let's do some industry news. We're only 10 minutes late. This is how people like, how does he do a 2-hour show? Well, this is how. It just gets long-winded. And industry news is going to be long. I'm telling you, I know. Pothole in LA, pothole in New York, pothole in Chicago, pothole in Detroit. That's why I shared it. It's okay. All right, I've had enough of your pothole talk. The international hand symbol for... Kimberly and I were just talking about this. It's true. It's true. What are you doing? Have you ever? Okay. Everybody get your money out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This is a family show. My goodness. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Oh my God. How much money do you have? Woo! They should, you know what? That's what they should do. There should be like an April Fool's DOT blitz where they give you this. All right. Not this. I read this today. I know this is neat. If you're, if you're corporate and you love I hate zero tolerance for the next infinity miles. Stop. Just stop. Okay, but this is not stopping. This is real. And actually, we're going to do a show on this next week. That's not going to be fun, dude. Let's see here. Oh, here's your driver checklist. Listen, if you're, some of this stuff is for newbies, some of it's for old bees, some of it's for nobodies. But this truck driver checklist, it's always good to just, check yourself, check your health, check your truck, check your load, check your docks, check your route. All right, some of you guys are like, okay. Some of you guys are like, let me get my spray. It's pretty funny. Hey, it's trucking. That is funny. If you know what I'm doing, you might. And you know what's going to go really good with that chili mac, by the way? That. Seriously. You got to put up a sign for that? Yeah, I guess you probably do, because that thing's going to sit, and I hope it better still be sitting there. This is, I saw this and I was thinking, I'll bet he still gets booted for $500 at Walmart. Did you guys see that on Facebook? There was a video going around of guys getting booted in the middle of the night, and they're told they have 1 hour to pay $500. Call the police. Oh, no, okay, don't call the police. Look, I found a great paying load. Oh, shoot, that's funny. Oh, man. Wow. That is tight. Okay, and then if you go 1 pound over, boom. Taking a gamble. May as well have a boot on the other side. I got a boot on one side and a sticker on the other. Sounds like a Johnny Cash song. Let's see here. What's next? Oh, okay, there we go. That's a bummer, dude. I don't know how that anybody know how that happened? Did he get... He just didn't... I just didn't secure it tight, huh? It's a bummer, dude. I mean, we've seen wedges flip over and the cars didn't move. At least you can be proud of that. Here's what you don't want to see. See? You know why you're seeing this? You know why you're seeing that? Because you're seeing too much of that. What else we got here? The head of Massachusetts. Oh, this guy again. Brother. Haven't we seen enough of this guy? Can you believe it's already been like, what, a week and a half? And I mean, who is tired? I'm tired of this news. I don't even know why I shared it. I just shared it to give perspective of how fast time is moving now. It's ridiculous. Oh, yeah, and the company he worked for, did you hear that? Past 24 months, 65 violations. Holy mackerel. And then this one again. This was an old story, but a driver was blamed for that. Oh, okay, here we go. Drivers beware. Combustion seems to be a problem this summer. Vehicles on top. Nothing hit it. Crack those windows. Yeah, that's a pretty good tip. That's one car hauler looking out for another car hauler. Oh, yeah. Tax went up in Ohio. Thanks, Ohio. I think, man, I was heard, dude, everybody wants to do this. I heard somebody on, talk radio talking about it locally. It's just, man, it's ridiculous. Oh, here's a good idea. Here you go. If you live in Colorado and you know this, this would help. We need a free app for anybody. If you go in the state, the app just pops up. Download this app, get the information on the grades, or turn your truck around, sir. It's just an idea. Take it easy. Okay, here we go. Changing things up. What a joke. Apparently, there's not a single vehicle leaving Dallas to New Jersey. So guess what's dead? So guess what deadheaded Springfield, Missouri? Nah, it's cool. I don't like making money. Apparently, you don't either. Lawyers need to hurry up with this contract. I shared this because I saw this on a Facebook group where I thought for sure everybody in there was positive they always knew how to make money. And then somebody posted this. This proves my point of why I'm doing this show. To share information in case you need to also improve your business. I realize there are folks, there's always going to be people that are doing great, right? When, there's fires everywhere, then whoever's got all the water's doing great. Or when, whatever, right? When the grass is growing like crazy, the guys with the lawnmowers are doing great. I know. But there will be a time coming up where probably there's an external factor affecting your business. And I'm going to be here talking about either that information or something that might be able to help you. But some people you can't help. Here we go. This is a conversation between a potential employer and a guy that I guess he didn't want the job. And that's why I had it, and I'm not gonna go through it and read it. So if you can read quickly, then you can read it. But the point is, the guy says, on second thought, we don't need to meet. In the couple conversations we've had, we said you can't work weekends, and that's non-negotiable. And now you're getting pushy about an insurance approval. Why would I mess with you over something like that? I hope you can find what you're looking for. Good luck. All right? Right. We do know you're probably going to be working more than you want to, and there's questions that we all have to answer. It's unfortunate. So what are you going to do? Oh, here we go. Operation Safe Driver Week's coming up, July 14th through 20th. I know. We just had a road blitz, right? See, if they only have them every 6 months, you can get around them. I think it's going to be more often. This one's, I'm surprised we even know about it. There must be a law that they have to tell, that they have to disclose it publicly. So anyways, don't be speeding July 14th through 20th. In a truck. If you drive a four-wheeler, if you're a regular person, if you just left the grocery store, you're headed to church, you can drive like crazy. That apparently seems to be the law. Okay, traditional jobs. Pick up and deliver, automotive reloads with convoy. I'm sharing this because maybe technology can help you improve your business. Maybe. We're going to talk about that. That's going to be on the information superhighway, which, man, am I behind on that. That's okay. Let's get to... Oh. All right. I'm going to read this. Let's see if you guys can. Let's see here. I want you to be able to read it with me. Oh, here, let's do this. Let's go to... Now, stick around. Stick with me on this, because one of the original ideas... Here, let's move this. One of the original ideas of this show was actually... It was an idea called... It was called Stupid Dispatch. All right? That was my original idea like 3 years ago. All right? Now, why would I make a show called Stupid Dispatch? Okay? Well, because as a dispatcher, one of the things that I learned firsthand was there is a lot of stupid stories happening. Just stupid. I mean stupid. So here's one. First off, this is from a dispatcher. First off, they bought a truck and trailer, don't have a CDL, think they can haul anything, and because they're a team, LOL, they think they can drive non-stop in a 3500 without a sleeper berth, which even if the truck was converted, they would still not be legal for a team driver. That only applies to big rigs. LOL. They don't have an IFTA, they've never gone over a scale, they don't know their empty weight, so we're flying by the seat of our pants about what weight we can put on there for now, as I'm only guessing, not that it matters. They've been doing this about a month and have been taking everything and anything. That is, anything off the load boards, right? You guys know what we're talking about, like anything. The wife was doing the dispatching, running them 100 miles to pick up a unit, then another 100 miles to another unit, LOL. So they met one of my other drivers on the road, said they wanted our number. So the first day I set them up with an electronic bill of lading app, and even after going over everything, they got no signatures at any pickups, and at Mannheim, where we told them to write everything on the back of the gate pass, etc., they didn't do it. They said they never saw where they're supposed to sign on the app, and they didn't have any physical paperwork to have them sign. So then they take a car for high-end VIP terminal. We tell them not to do a night drop. Do not do a night drop because you can't get any signatures. What do? Night drop. So we asked them yesterday if they really want to be home for the weekend, and he says, my house? No, mine. Like your house? Anyways, he tells us they don't have to follow ELD hours. They can run 24/7 because they don't have to restart their hours. Wow. Okay, not true, but if you get shut down, you get shut down. True story. True story. And this begins in my 2-year anniversary, stupid dispatch. I mean, that's real, ladies and gentlemen. That's real. Okay. Let's go to... This is also real. Here we go. Here's good stuff. Jay, I've learned a lot from watching your YouTube channel. Much appreciated. I own a small hotshot auto hauling company. Get that back up there. In Dallas, and I'm looking for an electronic bill of lading app that I can use on all my loads. Really? A carrier is looking for an electronic bill of lading app, and he's coming to Auto Transport Intel. Wow, that's pretty awesome. I love the Cars Arrive app and would love to have something I could use on all my loads that's a one-stop shop and allows my drivers to take photos in the app. Oh, if only something like that existed. I figured you're the man to ask. If you have any recommendations for a TMS, please let me know. Big thanks. Well, it just so happens I do know something about TMSs and electronic BOLs, and we're going to talk about that. But which ones will we talk about? I wonder. Hey, by the way, I want to give a shout out to Havoc Dynamics. That is Nate, my IT guy. He has a channel, Havoc Dynamics. Shout out to Nate, man. Hooks me up. Always there. You know, having a good IT guy is, it's pretty awesome, right? You know, it's like having, you know what it's like? It's like having an electronic bill of lading app that has a support department that answers the phone. That's awesome too. It is pretty awesome to have. So listen, guys, I was going to talk to you about this, and I'll say it briefly. Ty and I are going to be at the Automotive Intelligence Summit, July 23rd through July 25th, 2019 in Raleigh, North Carolina. This is Insight for the Future of Automotive. You've got bankers and CEOs and VPs. This is going to be an insane summit. Ty and I already have our passes. We have a couple of friends there. We've already talked to Bill, who's running the conference. Hope to get Bill on the show, actually. Need to do that. And, and then there's Steve. Yeah, we're going to talk more with Steve. Anyways, that is going to be an amazing conference. If you want to know more about it, if you're not able to go to it, connect with us, and we'll try to help you out. And by the way, I want to say this now. This is in our starter kit. If you're in our starter kit, we talk about you at conferences, on phone calls. Never know when it's going to come up. I'm just saying. That's in our starter kit. Finished Vehicle Logistics, Import, Export. We're going to be there too. We're now friends with Finished Vehicle Logistics. Chris or Matt, how are you across the pond? We will see you in Baltimore at the Renaissance Baltimore. That's going to be off the hook. Can't wait to get more information about ports, import, export. In fact, I sent an email to an expert in rail that knows statistics and information about a lot of the new car hauls in rail. That is an interesting topic too. Can't wait to learn more about it. This is next week. So, you know, it's a little like Halloween. Yeah, we're still in industry news. This show's crazy. Dude, I'm serious, man. Do not drink your ELD Kool-Aid next week. Well, okay, maybe next week, but don't do it after January 6th, 2020. The most insane thing is happening in 6 months, dude. It's called the FMCSA Drug and Alcohol Clearinghouse, and it will be law, bro. So we're going to be talking about this next week. We have a couple experts from Impact Employee Solutions in Arizona. We're also going to have Richard Bren of PFA Transportation Insurance and Surety Services on the show. We're going to have it's going to be a panel interview and panel full show about what in the heck is the FMCSA Drug and Alcohol Clearinghouse. That is no joke. On the lighter side of things, if you are trying to learn car hauling firsthand, you're ready. You want to put your hands on the truck. You want to get real information. Oh yeah, Sun Country Trailers is also with us. Maybe Sun Country Trailers will be at the show with Ty. Still working on that. But listen, get your tickets now. Call Ty. Send him an email. Get your information. Really. And again, if you want to learn, you've talked to him on the phone, you've watched the show, you know car hauling exists, you're convinced you are getting into it, get hands-on training, car hauling coaching with Ty. And in fact, it is time to talk to Ty. Oh yeah, we're going to do that shortly. I'll tell you what, here's what we're going to do. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to stick around. Stick with me for a few minutes. Let's do this. Stick with me for a few minutes. I'm going to come right back. We're going to talk about car hauling software. We have a lot to talk about.
The team at Gopher saw a need in the automotive industry to leverage software for companies like yours. We believe in connecting people through the latest cloud technologies available. So we made software that brings together the major facets of your company under one umbrella. What that means is your dispatching, drivers, accounting, and of course your customers will all be connected automatically. Here's the basics. On the web, you can create orders, then quickly dispatch those to your drivers. Now that your drivers have been dispatched, they simply log into their mobile device and their loads are downloaded to them. From there, they can take photos, scan VINs, capture signatures, and even do damage reports. Once the driver finishes, emails automatically go to your customers with status updates, just as if you bought that nice new toy from Amazon. At the end of the day, we all want to get paid, right? Gopher integrates with QuickBooks and even has its own built-in invoicing, so you get paid faster. And who doesn't want that? We've been in business for over 30 years. We'll treat you right and make sure there is a human to provide customer support. Get connected with Gopher today. 760-267-9040. Gopher.com.
No joke, man. Listen, call Gopher. They'll answer the phone. You can talk about car hauling software. You can ask the questions you're dying to learn more about. So it's time for the ATI Information Superhighway. Here we go. You guys ready? We're going to talk about car hauling software. Gopher, auto carrier software. That is software that, listen, if you're a small to mid-sized fleet and you are building contract business, repetitive business, and you're ready to start automating more of that process, looking for a great mobile app, TMS dashboard, you want to talk to Gopher. Sales@gopher.com is the email address. There's the phone number. And we're talking about car hauling software. Now, in the world of car hauling software, there's actually many pieces. And that's one of the things that I want to talk about. We're going to do that for about 15 minutes, and then we're going to contact Ty, and then we're going to go into the interview. So, here we go. 15 minutes of car hauling software. You guys ready? Okay, here we go. Listen. First piece. The person looking for car shipping. The shipper. The POV customer. The person at home that needs to ship their daughter's car to college. What do? They type in find car shipping. What happens? You know what they find? They find a car shipping calculator. That is a piece of car hauling software. What does a car shipping calculator look like? This thing right here, this window right here, you enter the year of your vehicle, make, model, pickup, delivery, zips. You have seen a car shipping calculator in many places. That is a piece of car hauling software. It's not something everybody needs, but if you're a carrier and you are trying to generate your own leads, something to think about, that's what it's called. Now, how do you manage your leads that you get through your car shipping calculator? With a CRM. You guys have a CRM? If you're a business and you have, listen, you can keep track of 5 or 10 or 20 people in your contacts page. You know, it's got like a phone number and an email address and that's it. Sure, you can do that or keep it on a notepad or whatever. But as you develop into hundreds of customers, and how do you manage all the people in the different sales cycles and within the part of your business. You've got leads, you've got people you're talking to, you've got cars picked up, deliveries, invoices. Now, some of what I said gets into a dispatch dashboard, but some of it goes beyond the simplicity of a dispatch dashboard where you're managing the sales cycle of your customer relationships. That's called a CRM, and that's something that you need to know exists and you might need as you build out. But if you don't need a CRM and you don't need leads, but I'll tell you what, one thing you might need, how do you know how to price a load? Let's say someone says, I want to ship my car from Naples, Florida to San Antonio. Do you know what to price? If you're a carrier or a driver and you travel all over the road, you probably know how to price it. But if you're a broker or you're in some other sector, maybe you're a dealer, I'll tell you what, this is why dealers love CTS, because dealers know. Here's the news, man. If you don't already know this, tell your friends. Dealerships know that they can talk to Ty at CTS and get hooked up with a transport auto quoter. And you know why you want that? Because you want to keep the cars in your profit center. Why hire another company to post your cars on Central Dispatch? That's what they're doing. Why hire somebody else to do it? Keep the profits in the dealership, learn how to price and quote, and hire drivers yourself. Get your CRM in-house and keep the profits in-house. That's your total auto transport quoter. Now, load boards. That's probably the most common piece of car hauling software that carriers and dispatchers know about. And by the way, you type in car hauling load board into Google and you're going to find me, because I talk about load boards all the time. In fact, what load boards do we have? What load boards can we talk about? Okay, we all know about number 1, Central Dispatch. Okay, I did the top 5 car hauling load boards. Here's number 2, Ready Logistics. Number 3, Cars Arrive. Number 4, United Road. Number 5, maybe it's Metrogistics. I think it used to be Metrogistics. I actually think that number 6 has moved to number 5. Ship.Cars has a load board. Did you know that? You guys need to find out more about Ship.Cars. Here's another one. Carshipio has a marketplace. Did you know that? Find out more. Visit Carshipio. What about RunBuggy? RunBuggy has a load board. Did you know that? Find out more. It's free, bro. Same thing here. Carshipio's load board. Don't quote me on that. I think it's free. Ask Stan at Carshipio. Tell him Jay sent you. 123loadboard.com. Did you know that they had cars? I did not know that. Apparently 123loadboard has cars. Now, I think a lot of us knew that U-Ship had cars. It's just that nobody uses it. Oh, except for Montway. Anyways, never mind that. Truckstop.com, internettruckstop.com. I hear they have cars. A dispatcher for years, I did not know Internet Truck Stop had cars. I didn't know 123loadboard had cars. But apparently they do. Now, the number 1 load board in freight is DAT. Now, I don't think they have cars on DAT. I don't think so. But who knows? Maybe they do. Now, you've got brokers that also they're not load boards, but it is a list. It's an internal list. So if you get signed up with Reindeer, yes, Reindeer, I'm talking about Reindeer Auto Relocation on Auto Transport Intel. I replied to your email the other day. Yeah, I get your newsletters. I appreciate the information. And I like hauling Reindeer cars because they're VIP and they usually pay pretty good. And good customer service. Look at that. What a bunch of plugs for Reindeer Auto Relocation. Listen, call Reindeer, get on their list, and then you can access their internal load board. Wholesale Express will send emails with loads on them. Circle delivers. They send out email blasts with loads. So there's a lot of places to get loads. Here's the problem. Most of the other loads out there on all these other places, most of them, I'm speculating, it's an opinion, they're on Central Dispatch too. But if you access them in their native load board, you can get them faster and see them earlier than when they get placed on Central Dispatch, allegedly. So I'm telling you, there's a lot of places to look, but here's the problem, folks. Dispatchers don't have time to look at 10 load boards. They don't. So here's what I'm saying. If you've got a load board, make it easy. You guys, man, I know some of you guys already know this. If you've got a load board, make it easier for carriers to get notified of those loads. And that's where car hauling software is actually progressing now. That's where people, if you talk to somebody who's in car hauling software and you ask them what they're working on when it comes to load boards, they're going to say a better working load board, all right, as opposed to the old stuff, okay? So, and by the way, Gopher doesn't have a load board, but they have a TMS and mobile app, which is another part of car hauling software. Because what do you do after you book it on the load board? You need it in your TMS, your dispatcher dashboard, okay? That's what's happening on the screen of, oops, not that one. See this computer screen here? Whoops. Hey. Jay, you had me, and then you lost me. Okay. See like the computer screen, right? And that's where the information is at. That is the dispatch dashboard, okay? That's where you're going to see all your loads. That's where the dispatcher manages your trips, your loads, vehicle information, and then they assign those loads off of the dashboard to the driver's mobile apps. It's a great system. And Gopher, one of the things they pride themselves on is that they will spend the time to talk with you and customize. Are you serious? There's a company that will help me customize? Yes. They're called Gopher. So now you have the number, now you have the email address. You want to give them a call, talk to them, because they'll help you out. So let's talk about another piece of car hauling software. Truckify. They've been on the show. Now this is just the mobile app, okay? The mobile app is where you manage your loads and you can pick up and deliver loads, right? Now, what do you do at the end of the pickup and delivery load cycle, right? We've gone through all the way through it. Lead generation, CRM, posted the load. By the way, we didn't talk about a broker tool. That's a part of a CRM that allows brokers to post loads to load boards a la JTracker, right? You've heard of JTracker. If you're not a broker, you may not have heard of JTracker. And if you've heard of JTracker but didn't know what it was, that's what brokers use to post loads to load boards. In fact, JTracker and Central Dispatch are both owned by DealerTrack, which is owned by Cox Automotive. So that's why, JTracker and Central Dispatch oftentimes go hand in hand, even though they both cost a separate amount. Oh, interesting. So accounting software is the final piece at the end of the road. And when it comes to accounting software, most people say the same company, right? The first one, okay? I don't know how that happened, but I guess it's like everything else. Google, Central Dispatch, Amazon, Uber, and QuickBooks. Hopefully, wouldn't it be interesting if QuickBooks developed a mobile app? Nah, they won't. They're focused on accounting stuff. So that, in a nutshell, man, I think I just did the world of car hauling software in about 10 minutes. And maybe that could be its standalone segment. So, yeah, that's something to consider. Hey, Penny's on the show. Hey, Penny, is this something that customers use? My daughter goes to TCU, and I see parents post looking for car care all the time. Yes, Penny, thank you so much. And you know what? What's interesting is that's actually a problem. Right now, we still have a problem. Yes, in 2019, in July of 2019, we still have a big problem. If your daughter goes to TCU, and she is at school, and you know other parents, and they're looking for a car hauler, what do? What do people do? You know what they do? They go type in find car shipping on Google. In fact, you know what the problem is? They type in find cheap car shipping. You know how I know that? Let's go. It's not just me saying it. Yep. Number one search, cheap car transport quotes. I got a Facebook question today where somebody was asking for one of their family members. They needed to get a motorcycle shipped. And I said, well, just the 411 is motorcycles cost more than cars. And the response was, what are you talking about? Don't you just strap it down to a pallet? Okay. I guess that I suppose that the problem is everything is so easy peasy that we all think that way about what somebody else does. Like, can't you just do this or can't you do that? Well, no, it doesn't. No, that's not even close. And in fact, if a driver did strap your motorcycle to a pallet and delivered it that way, you would be extremely upset. You do not want to type find motorcycle strapped to pallet car shipping. Let's see what we get. That is hilarious. But that's the problem. Oh, motorcycle shipping. Hashtag strapped to pallet. It's a problem. Oh, here, cheapest motorcycle shipping. Everybody wants everything cheap. It's your car. This is your car. And by the way, now that we moved into real easy peasy, this car subscription buying model of the future, oh my gosh, where, I want a white one this week and a yellow one next week and a red one next week, but I want it all super cheap to strap it to a pallet. Okay, that's why, that's one of the problems. So what we need to do, Penny, is they go on the TCU Parents Association page and ask for recommendations. The recommendations we need to give Penny are, number one, it's time to just, we need to take a few minutes and stop talking about easy peasy, okay? Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. No, there is no lemon squeezy. That's not why I created that image, but there's no lemon squeezy. No more lemon squeezy, okay? First we need to educate, there's no more lemon squeezy. We need no more lemon squeezy car shipping. Actually, that's why I created, does it still exist? Pizza Delivery Auto Transport. This is before Auto Transport Intel. I created this because I was tired of everybody talking easy peasy, lemon squeezy, guaranteed DZ, all that stuff. I hate that stuff. I really do. I really hate that stuff because there's no more lemon squeezy. Okay, I think there is at Taco Bell and other restaurants, but there's no lemon squeezy in auto transport. Okay, and if you want lemon squeezy and cheap auto transport, you're gonna get what you pay for. Let me tell you, the transport will be cheap, and then the repairs and the arguments and the lawyers afterward very expensive. So first we need to educate everybody that it's just not like that. And don't expect it to be the cheapest thing you ever do. And then once we get that education out, then what we need to do is, you got me. What do we do? How do we create a community where we can educate and then help get people hooked up with honest brokers, right? This is a problem. But actually, I have some recommendations. And I'll say this now. If you're an honest broker and you want to hook up with the Auto Transport Intel community, and we have a phone conversation so I can recommend you to Penny's friends and the college parents out there, there definitely is a niche here. And here's the thing, Penny. I believe that those parents are already being marketed to. I'll tell you what, let's do this. This is great. Let's type in, moving, let's do college, what would you call that? College moving auto transport, I don't know. And you know who's marketing to it? Oh, there we go, college students car shipping. Bang! And who came up? Montway. Okay, I said it that way because, I am guilty of getting stuck in a rut. All right, and what's neat is that I know for a fact that many companies that have done a lot of business in the past are trying to open new chapters and renew their business models. My point is that Montway markets to everybody. So right there, it doesn't matter if you typed in college student or dock worker. Let's do dock worker car shipping. It's probably going to be Montway. Do you see what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. Because the people at the top know that, oh, how interesting, Hansen and Adkins. You know why? Because dock workers, nobody searches dock worker on transport. There's Boatway. Oh, man. See, if the lead generators have this thing on lockdown, I mean, I'm telling you, this game is already figured out. You can't win at this game. So, oh my gosh, that's funny. Okay, it's time to call Ty before I lose my mind. Hey, before I do me a favor. Consider this. What is the CTS Business Coaching question of the day? You know what it is? Anybody? The question is, where do you... I always do that. Hey, where do you find cars? Where do you find cars, Ty? Help me, Ty. Tell me how to find cars. Are the cars on the load boards? We're going to find out where the cars are. We're going to be right back.
Transport Auto Quoter is by far the leading auto quoting software on the market, and the only auto quoter with a pro version that comes preset with accurate pricing for anywhere in the U.S. So you don't have to worry about it. The best part is that no change with your current software is needed. Just plug TAQ in and start booking jobs. Carriers can easily plug TAQ into their current websites and start making money right away. I bet you're wondering how we do this instantly and accurately 24/7. Well, constant analytics is the key. Our Price Watch team is constantly monitoring current market conditions, paying close attention to seasonal and quick-moving industry changes. At the end of the day, it takes a lot of time and data to maintain good pricing, time that most of us just don't have on a daily basis. So free yourself up. Using TAQ Pro is really a no-brainer. Save time and money, maximizing your leads and optimizing your online investments. You'll finally be able to sleep well at night knowing that TAQ is on the job selling for you 24/7. Never missing a potential job.
All right, so you definitely want to check out Total Auto Transport Quoter, Transport Auto Quoter, and all those combinations. Superflow Systems, that's where you go. Superflow Systems, if you have a question about, okay, how do I actually give good prices in lanes that I know nothing about? How am I going to do that? You're going to talk to Superflow Systems. Ask for Mark at Superflow Systems. Mark at Superflow Systems. And he can tell you all about the software that he has that can help you quote prices for transport in running lanes you know nothing about. His software accounts for seasonality, locations that are off route, market prices, fuel, you name it. He has spent way too much time thinking about all these parameters, and that's what he does. So, Mark at Superflow Systems. Yeah, man, James is happy. Woo! You're welcome, James. That's awesome. And anybody I missed in the live chat, I'm sorry. I really am sorry. All right. So, the clock is ticking. Here we go. I'm gonna now use my ELD egg timer for what it's really for. 10 minutes with Ty. Go! Hey, what's up, Ty? How you doing, man? Good. As I was telling Kimberly earlier, so like Tuesday is show day. It's busy time from the moment I get up until, I mean, honestly, I was putting this show together, and I think it shows, all the way up until 7:57. 3 minutes. I didn't even get to do my warm-up music. I'm sweating. Man, I was working like crazy, but I think it shows, man. All these seamless ads and these graphics and all these windows. People are like, what is this show? Are you serious? This is a car hauling show? Man, this guy's good. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Oh, hang on. Okay, got you now. Okay, I got you. That was me talking the whole time. Ty, I had your audio off. I can hear you now. But you're okay. We're okay. We're okay. Woo! Okay, all right. Man, I was just saying how good I am. I knew I'd blow it. Okay, Ty.
Family show. Anyway, there was somebody in the beginning of the live chat. I thought about this. I think there's probably one person at least out there that may or may not have the money to come to Nashville, but would like to come to Nashville. So I think it's a great idea. Let's give a seat away.
That is a great. I love that idea. I really do. Ugh. This is my dispatcher mug o problems. So what we need to do is put some. I don't know how we do it. How are we going to do that? How are we going to put names in this and pull it out of a hat?
Well, what we could do is on your Facebook page or my Facebook page, we could say if you want to enter in to win a seat, and that's not to get you there and get you back home, but get you a seat in Nashville. We could probably just take the names off the. We could do it like a post, maybe. I don't know how it works.
Okay, I like what you said. If you can get to Nashville, you have a free seat. How about that?
If we draw it out, if we draw your name out of the cup of mugs, or the mug of cups.
The mug o problems.
There's no problem, buddy. We're gonna find
the mug o problems. Every dispatcher. I'll tell you what. Becky Sue has a dispatcher mug o problems, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Perfect segue. What's she talking about?
It is a perfect segue, and her question actually is what we really need to talk about. So let's say you got your truck, you got your authority, you got your trailer, you're ready to go. I need to find some cars. I got a truck payment coming up, right? What do you do? Where do you find cars right now? I need cars now because I got to. Okay, so let's scratch old Ty. Let's go with new Ty. Get you a dispatcher. We've got plenty of them out there. Talk to 2 or 3 a day that are looking for carriers. We'll hook you up directly with an amazing dispatcher, and they can use Central Dispatch, and you can use Central Dispatch and any of the other load boards that Jay's talking about, and you can find cars all the time, every day. So we'll talk about finding cars on load boards in Nashville.
That's amazing. By the way, don't forget, we talked about this. Listen, Becky Sue, I know exactly how it feels. That's what this mug o problems is. You know what this is? This is full of actual problems. Here we go. Ready? Look at this. Too many phone calls, leaving messages, getting ignored. That's a real dispatcher problem. Here we go. If a load says good, it's nearly impossible just to book it. Amen. Because the good loads are gone immediately. When a shipper cancels a load, it can feel like a nightmare. Oh my God, it's the worst. How do you tell your driver you just lost the money load?
The big one?
Yeah, here we go. You have wake up family early to get. Oh, you have to wake up early to get the fresh loads. Yeah, you do. Early bird gets the worm. And you know what really sucks? I did this one time. I got up way early, got to the office, sat there because I was booking Miami, right? Which is already ridiculously competitive. Miami blows, okay? I mean, right? Great to visit, sucks to book it. That should be a bumper sticker in Miami. Okay. And so I got up, I wanted all the fresh stuff. Nothing was popping up. I'm sitting there. I'm like, what am I supposed to do?
Well, you just get a load off the load board.
Oh, yeah, you just get the load off the load board. Everybody knows that. Just grab all that money.
Well, here's the thing, and we need to be serious for just a second, because I've been accused of being mean, and I've been accused of not telling everybody everything I know, and I'm sorry. I really do care about this business, and it's very serious, and it's certainly had some negative impacts on my life personally. I've lost a lot of things, and I've been hurt a lot, emotionally, financially, and spiritually. I've hit the bottom once or twice and bounced almost a little bit back up. But when you get into this business, there's not a crystal ball. There's nothing magic about it. I mean, I do these goofy little videos and I look clean, but I got 100 and plus videos of me covered in grease rolling around in a parking lot at 105 degrees and the asphalt's black, and you're trying to figure out how to change the filter on the thing. And so is there a right answer? Is there a wrong answer? Car hauling's not really a lot like freight, in my opinion. I haven't been in freight, and that's reasons I like hanging out with Shaggy and his group. They think those guys know freight. I mean, it's insane. And they do stuff over there that I've never even heard of in the car hauling business. So my point would be is it's the way I try to approach talking to anybody, helping to anybody is what do you want? What's it look like in 5 years for you? I mean, that's the best place to start, because if you're getting in, what do you want to do? And I talk to a lot of guys, and these load boards are perfect for those guys that just want to go when they want to go, and they don't want to build a fleet, and they just want to get out and haul some cars. That's great. Go ahead.
Well, and I want to say this is I love what you're saying, and let's bring it down. Let's bring the house lights down and turn off the music, and I like it. Pull up a chair, right?
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Jay. I'm a dispatcher. All right. So here's the deal. The thing is that what I really love about that is that you're right, though, that if you're serious about building your business, really don't think of load boards as 100% of your food.
Right.
Build some relationships. And that's why I said to you earlier, we were talking, because this is real stuff. We were talking earlier, and probably the compromise is this, is every time you do book a load off a load board, you're going to do better than I did. And that is, you're going to get to know that broker if possible. Not every broker wants to talk and whatever. I get it. But find a way to break through the ice and create a relationship. Not necessarily with their delivery customer, because that's going to be a problem for the broker. But you know what I'm saying. And if you work closer to get closer to CTS's real style of business coaching, you have a greater chance of building the business that you've always dreamt of having.
Right. So, everybody knows I bash, badmouth, whatever you say, load boards. And part of it is tongue in cheek and fun. And I've made several confessions to people all over the place. I'm learning load boards because I didn't do them. Well, Ty, we're not you. And, you got some kind of special gift because you can talk to people. Okay, that's possibly fair, but here's the thing. I'm not saying, hey, you don't need a load board. I really, honestly, I don't think I've ever said you don't need one.
Well, and even if you had, it's okay, because we all get a second chance, third chance, fourth chance. This is car hauling.
Well, right? And so here's the thing. It goes back to
we all
need
people. A second chance.
Who are we trying to help, and why are we trying to help?
Amen.
Okay, let's break it down. Who are we trying to really help?
Well,
guys that are.
I love that question. Who are we trying to help? I'm going to say something crazy. Everybody in the industry. That's who I want to help.
Right, and I'd love to help everyone in the industry too. I mean, the thing is, and you and I talked about this the other day, and kind of got a little bit heated, didn't it? Whenever I was saying, the bulk of the people that I talked to coming in through your show happens to be people that are just about to get in or are in.
I know.
And that's not who's watching. I mean, we talk to big carriers, fleets on a regular basis. But I guess what I'm trying to say is if you want to come to Nashville, here's what I can guarantee you. I can guarantee you will walk away with one idea that will make you money, period. It's not a one size fits all. It's not everybody goes and makes money. It's let's learn the industry. What do we know about the industry? Okay, yeah, sure. We got load boards. We know car dealers are putting loads on load boards. We know brokers are putting loads on load boards. If you want to get a load off a load board, I can show you how to do that. You can watch Jay's show. He's got videos for free. They won't be free very long, but he's got some crazy, incredible videos for free. I mean, so we can talk about it all you want. Here's what I'm trying to tell you. If you want to come to Nashville and you want to hang out, you will walk away with an idea that can definitely help you with your business,
And,
whatever your business is.
and what's neat is you have testimonial after testimonial of the truth of that statement.
That is, yeah, I do.
You do. It's awesome.
There are a lot of guys, and if you want a name and a number, I got plenty of them. You know,
We've got at least one in here tonight with us. We usually,
Yeah,
in fact, we usually do, which is really, there's your testimony. 'cause
There's
they
a
keep
new
coming
guy
back.
in here we did last week. He is able. Kerry Simon. He's in the group tonight.
Really? Cool.
Yeah, I spent last week with him almost all day. I think Monday. Great guy, man. And you know, he was first question. You can ask that guy. What's the first thing I ask you, Kerry? What do you look like in 5 years? What do you want to be in 5 years? You know, break it back off. Make it 1 year. Where do you want to be? Sorry, we need to move on.
We do, but no, but we do. We're going to move on right now, but I'm doing this right now. I'm putting it in the live chat. If you want to learn with Ty, call him. I just put his number in there. I didn't put my number in there. I put Ty's number in there because Ty will take your call. You're going to voicemail. There it is.
If I don't answer the phone, I'll call you right back.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. And you can go to ctsbusinesscoaching.com. All right, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to pull some titles off the screen. Bada bing, bada boom. We're going to hear a word from Sun Country Trailers. We're going to be right back. Please stick around.
Ooh, Sun Country.
When it comes to creating quality car haulers, precise engineering and expert manufacturing is key. Since 1986, Sun Country Trailers has specialized in manufacturing industrial commercial haulers to fit every need. Each Sun Country Trailer car hauler is built with hand-cut steel and precision-cut parts for consistency and craftsmanship you can rely on. Once built, each hauler is sandblasted and given a rich powder coat finish, after which the hydraulics and wiring are expertly installed. Before leaving our manufacturing facility, each car hauler undergoes a stringent inspection, using a checklist and build sheet to ensure premier quality results. Need something unique? Choose among our wide range of upgrade options for a versatile car hauler that meets your precise needs. Our experienced service department is able to help you with any repairs, maintenance, and replacement parts your Sun Country trailer may need. And because we stand by our industry-leading quality, each Sun Country trailer is backed by a 1-year warranty on both the structure and all non-wearable parts. Learn more online at suncountrytrailers.com or call us today at 866-887-2453.
And welcome back again to Auto Transport Intel. Listen, if you're just joining the show right now, you are lucky, because joining us right now is Mike Matousek, Management of Government Affairs at OOIDA. That's a serious title, Mike. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I cannot see you yet, but, you know, it's all part of the process. Let's kick up the scroll. Auto Transport Legal Definition Roundtable. That's what we're talking about tonight. And by the way, Mike, just so you know, if the video doesn't come in, it's okay. We can hear you okay. We're just going to keep moving forward. And if you want to troubleshoot that, you know, whatever. It's that kind of show. Oh, man. And guess who else we've got with us? Robert, can you hear us?
Yep, I can hear you.
All right. We have got a special guest. We have Robert from Car Haulers R Us.
Hello.
So let's do this. Mike, you can hear me okay?
I can. Do you want me to try joining again to see if the feed comes in?
Yeah, Ty says yes, because I think that's what Ty does.
Okay, give me just a second.
Yeah, cool. All right, cool. So get those titles off there, because we're going to have a... Hey, there's Mike. Awesome.
Hey, Mike.
Awesome,
Hello.
man. How you doing?
Good. How are you guys?
Great. Hey, guys, thanks for hanging around. I know that I say approximately. I was shooting for 9 o'clock. It's 9:15. I'm sorry about that. I appreciate it. It's amazing how fast this show goes, right? Is it just me?
Time flies when you're having fun.
I hope it's not just me. People are like, man, I've been here for like 6 hours.
Mike, bring us up to speed, dude. I'm really dying to hear what you got.
What's going on?
Yeah, so we spoke about this issue earlier in the year with you guys. Have a little update, and just to give everyone a quick background or a quick history on this issue, we first started working on the auto transporter issue back in March of 2015. We had a member of ours that was hauling cars out of Arkansas up into Missouri and was getting dinged for overhang. And what Missouri law enforcement said is that basically made the decision that this particular carrier was not in fact an auto transporter because the truck wasn't actually capable of carrying cargo. So it was a truck with a high mount trailer hauling automobiles that wasn't considered an auto transporter. We started looking into it and found all kinds of issues, but looked back at the regulations from the mid 80s, looked at all kinds of things and started reaching out to the Federal Highway Administration. A lot of times in trucking, we talk about FMCSA. In this case, it's the Federal Highway Administration. And what we found was really interesting. And basically in 2004, the Bush administration, using regulatory guidance, which is a much less formal regulatory process, changed the definition of an auto transporter, of a traditional auto transporter. So stinger steered are a whole nother conversation, but a traditional auto transporter in 2004, they basically said that the power unit or the truck must be capable of carrying cargo to be an auto transporter. We took issue with that. We approached the Obama administration back in late 2015, really didn't get anywhere with them. We approached the Trump administration in early 2017, and we found some traction with them, but have yet to actually get anything done. So in the meantime, we've been working with Congressman Blaine Luetkemeyer from Missouri, where OOIDA is headquartered, and I suppose Auto Transport Intel is headquartered. But we've been working with his office to develop a legislative solution. We've found the solution. Now we just have to move through the legislative process, which hopefully will happen next year.
It's good thing. It sounds to me like my guess is that Luetkemeyer, it's a good thing that you're able to communicate with him. Am I right? That
absolutely.
Yeah.
Congressman Luetkemeyer is, does a great job in DC. We're focused exclusively on trucking issues, and that's the only conversations we have with his office. He has a very capable staff. His legislative director, Haley Hart, has been working on this issue with us and really over the last several months, taking a deep dive into it, looking at the regulations. And we're extremely happy that they have decided to take the lead on this. So politically or legislatively, the bill that he just introduced, it's HR 3474, very simply just clarifies the federal definition of a traditional auto transporter, which would fix this whole mess. So the bill won't move as a standalone. You have to basically lump it in or include it in another larger bill. In this case, it's the next highway bill, which is the big surface transportation policy bill that pretty much everybody in transportation talks about. That bill is supposed to be considered and debated and passed by Congress probably in the summer of 2020. So we're still about a year away, but we're hopeful the Federal Highway Administration addresses this issue. If they don't, or even if they do, the legislation is important because if the Federal Highway Administration fixes the issue, and we think they will, to their credit, we think they will, it's just taken longer than we hoped it would, we still want a statutory change to prevent a future administration from using a sub-regulatory guidance process to create a whole new mess. So that's why this bill is so important. I think that Congressman Luetkemeyer and his staff are committed to seeing this thing through. It's going to take a while, but we'll get there eventually.
And as you've explained it to him, he understands that the next version of language, it seems like the language is oversimplified and therefore easily incorrect.
Yeah, I mean, there's so there's a lot of regulatory history with this issue. A lot of discussions about what is considered an auto transporter and what is not considered an auto transporter. All of those discussions took place in the mid 80s. If you actually go back and read it, it's hard to find. It's hard to read. But you know, sometimes, as the saying goes, a picture speaks 1,000 words or something like that. We showed Congressman Luetkemeyer's, we showed him and his staff a picture of a truck with an 8-car high mount, or a 7 or 8 car high mount trailer loaded with cars, and we said this is what the Federal Highway Administration says is not an auto transporter. That's the example right there.
This one here, yeah.
Yep, and it makes you wonder, if that's not an auto transporter, what is it?
They actually call those kind of trucks car haulers, not automobile haulers, which is just retarded. Sorry.
No, that's the thing, is that why can't it, or was it ever just any trailer hauling vehicles is I don't know. Can you not do that? Is it too easy?
It is too easy. There were a number of combinations discussed in the mid 80s. Actually, to its credit, the Federal Highway Administration at the time discussed a lowboy, right? And basically said if a lowboy trailer is modified to haul automobiles, when it is hauling automobiles, it's considered an automobile transporter. If it's hauling something else, it's not an auto transporter. A very common sense
I kind of like that
regulation. And the argument that we've made and based on the regulations is what the Federal Highway Administration has said to this point is that the truck has to be capable of carrying cargo to be considered an auto transporter. If you actually read the regulations, which you have in front of you.
Is this the one? What year is the one that I need to pull up?
So there's 1984 and 1988.
Okay.
I think the 1988 regulations are the ones that discuss a lot of this stuff. But what they said is for a traditional auto transporter, hauling a vehicle on the cab, hauling one vehicle was a limitation, not a requirement. And in fact, that's the way it was up until 2004. So from 1988 to 2004, there were no issues that we were certainly aware of, where if your truck did not have a head rack, you were still considered an auto transporter and eligible to use the overhang. And that's what's in play right here is if the Federal Highway Administration deems you not to be an auto transporter, you're not allowed to use the overhang. So that's the issue. That's what drivers out there are getting hit with right now, is having that rear overhang essentially illegally, according to the Federal Highway Administration. So that's what we're trying to fix by clarifying the federal definition of an auto transporter. We will essentially allow people to use that overhang that have probably been using it for a long time anyways.
That's what I wanted to ask. Okay, let's break this apart for a second, right? Because we have two pieces here, and it seems like the second piece is an offshoot of the first. The first piece is, what is an auto transporter? And then you move into the piece, may you hang over the front or the back of your auto transporter?
Yes, and may and shall are, in legislative and regulatory language, are they're polar opposites. And the word may is used repeatedly throughout the regulations, throughout the regulatory guidance that FHWA has issued over the years. So again, it's an ability to carry a car on the power unit, not a requirement. And I think that, and again, this is not a partisan attack at all, because this issue really became a problem in 2004 under a Republican administration. We tried to fix it in a Democrat administration. And so the fingers can be pointed at a lot of people right now. To its credit, the Trump administration back in 2017 gave this issue a fair look. After a few months, they actually docketed a request for comments. So the information that you were just showing on the screen were attachments in our comments that we filed in September of 2017, a 30-day comment period. So the comment period closed in October of 2017, nearly 2 years ago. And that's our frustration with the Trump administration right now, is that they started something really good in trying to address this issue. His staff that we spoke with really understood it, agreed with us that this was absurd, and wanted to fix it. And for some reason, it has taken, we're almost 2 years into this, and they haven't issued a decision. And what we're waiting for essentially is for the Federal Highway Administration to come out and issue new regulatory guidance, which they have the authority to do, and basically clarify this and remove a line. There's a line in the 2004 guidance that says, to be considered an auto transporter, the power unit must be capable of carrying cargo. All they really need to do, and I'm oversimplifying this, but if they deleted that line, that would be the regulatory fix, in my opinion. We still need the legislation that Congressman Luetkemeyer has introduced to fix this issue permanently. So what I'm trying to say is we're working two tracks. We're trying to fix it using the regulatory process. If that doesn't work, or even if it does work, we still want a permanent legislative solution.
And it sounds to me like until 2004, the language was reasonable.
Correct.
And in 2004, the word shall replaced the word may, and now the only automobile transporters are the ones that have a head rack. Does it have to have a car in it?
That's the odd thing is, as long as the truck has a head rack pulling a high mount trailer, it's considered an auto transporter. It doesn't actually have to have a car on top of it. Another issue is, we asked the Federal Highway Administration at the time. We said, well, what happens if someone just bolts a couple of?
That's what I was gonna say.
Is that would they be capable, quote unquote, capable of carrying a car on the truck? And the answer we got is, well, it's at the discretion of each individual law enforcement officer. So we certainly would not recommend doing that. I have no idea if someone's tried it, but
how do you feel about that, Robert?
There have been some guys that have tried it, and here's the catch, and you know this, Mike. I'm not telling you anything you don't know, but capable of carrying a motorized vehicle, right?
Capable of carrying cargo.
Oh, I thought it was a motorized vehicle.
No, the regulations just use the word cargo, not motor vehicle. Another interesting thing here is when we started talking with the Federal Highway Administration in 2015, I remember one of the first calls I had with them, and I said, well, why was this change made in 2004 to begin with? Did somebody request it? I had my own little conspiracies in my head. The thing is, though, nobody at FHWA was able to tell me why the change was made, who requested it, if anybody requested it at all. There's no.
I'm with you on conspiracy. That sounds like a business deal, right?
I don't know. I hate to. I don't want to assume anything, and certainly don't want to, accuse an agency of doing something. It could have been. I know. It could have been someone that was with the agency at the time that took a fresh look at the regulations from the mid '80s and made it.
Shall, yeah. I mean, really, come on, that's whacked.
It is. It's a really bizarre issue. It's one of the most interesting issues, quite honestly, that I've worked on, and I've worked on a lot of bizarre ones. There's nobody opposed. So we've reached out over the years to the Commercial Vehicle Safety Alliance, the quote unquote trucking safety advocates. We've reached out to so many different groups, so many, and basically anybody involved in this, and nobody is opposed to what we are asking the agency to do. There's no opposition to it. In fact, the letter that you have a copy of, OOIDA and the American Trucking Associations are on basically the same page on this. They have members of theirs that haul automobiles, and they're being impacted just as our members are. So as far as we know, the trucking industry, safety groups, law enforcement, nobody's opposed to what we're asking the agency to do.
Which brings us back to the Trump administration, as you're talking about. What's the holdup, right?
And you know, we keep in exactly what's the holdup. We keep in regular contact with them, probably every month or every other month at the longest, and try to get an update. Again, I don't want to totally bash the Trump administration.
None of us do.
Or FHWA.
No, we
this
don't.
Was,
I'm not here to do that
either. This was a problem that was created 15 years ago. Yes, the Trump administration has taken, almost 2 years to kind of address it. But that said, I'm fairly confident or cautiously optimistic that when the agency does make a decision, that they will make the right decision and fix this issue using their existing regulatory authority. So we're fairly confident that will happen. It's just a waiting game at this point.
This is, they had it in 1988. Hey, somebody can say, hey, Reagan had it. Reagan had it. In 1988, FHWA issued another final rule defining an automobile transporter as any vehicle combination designed and used specifically for the transport of assembled highway vehicles. Easy peasy.
It's pretty clear to me.
I like it. Done. Next.
Actually, what to that sentence right there, that sentence, what FHWA told us in 2015 is that the vehicle combination in question, so a truck with a fifth wheel hauling a high mount trailer, that vehicle combination was not designed and used specifically for the transport of assembled highway vehicles. And I said, well, what do you mean?
Yeah.
And they said, well, you can unhook the truck and hook up to a dry van, a reefer, anything that hooks up on using a fifth wheel.
That's a semi.
And I said, even if a truck has a head rack, it's still hooking up to a trailer using a fifth wheel. And they kind of caught themselves and were like, okay, yeah, you're right. They just moved on and gave me some other excuse. So every reason they came up with in 2015 to try and justify this, it just didn't make sense. We blew holes in it. And so we're getting close. It's been frustrating that it's taken so long. And meanwhile, I still hear from members of ours that are getting hit pretty hard by this, getting put out of service, having to take cars off and have others come and pick them up, fines. And so it's a mess.
Hey, watch this, Mike. You'll like this. Robert, are you still here?
Yep, I'm still here.
Okay, so you've experienced a couple of these ticket citations for overlink. Is that correct?
Well, I've only gotten one, and I've gotten really smart on how to avoid getting said tickets in the state of Missouri. So, I just don't travel in the state of Missouri.
Okay, and then so let's talk about how do you deal with it? This might motivate the Trump folks to pick up the pace. So tell us a little bit about how you deal with this issue, especially in the state of Missouri.
So I've invested almost $1 million in my equipment. I've got 4 trucks running, all high mounts, newer equipment. And the state of Missouri basically would have me, sell my equipment at a lower cost or something so that I could go buy these Stinger units that they want me to buy. And it's just absolutely retarded. For one, I chose the high mount system purposefully, because if cars aren't available to be shipped, I can unhook the trailer and hook up to anything else and still get work. So there's flexibility. Whereas if I go buy a Stinger for $300,000+, I'm not going to have that flexibility. So that's point number one. But what I think Ty is asking me is, how do I get around it? It's there's scales all over the place over this state of Missouri, and I literally have to look at my map and figure out a way to go around them. If I'm driving from St. Louis to Kansas City, I literally have to take Interstate 44 heading towards Tulsa just to get on Route 50 and drive through the freaking countryside to cut over to Lee Summit, adding about 2 hours to my trip. The thing that sucks about that, of course, is it took me an extra 2 hours to get over to Kansas City. So that's lost productivity, lost money, lost revenue. And I really don't understand why the government even cares. I mean, thou shalt not murder. I get it. Don't commit murder. But I mean, why do you care if I weigh less than the Stinger? I mean, I'm not hurting the roads. I'm not doing anything. I'm just making money my way. I don't know.
Well,
I literally go around the scales all the time.
Man, I love what you're saying.
Which
Amen.
actually causes a problem, because, you got these ELDs and whatnot. And I'm like, I just was telling Jay earlier today, I was like, who gives a damn about the 14-hour rule? I go around the scales all the time anyway. So, hey, Ty, give me an extra load, because I think I can stay awake for the next 2 or 3 hours and I can get it done. I'm going around the scales all the time anyway. So who cares? Anyway.
Kind of makes it basically, and I thought about this is interesting, Mike and Robert and Jay. Thought about this, we're Staggy and those guys over there at the freight world. They're always talking about those guys know everything. I mean, step by step by step. They know it like I breathe air. And I was thinking about how when I started, I didn't do anything right. I learned the hard way. I paid a lot of money to the Federal Motor Carrier Administration and DOT and fines in the state of Missouri, a lot, right? So the thing that I was thinking about 20 years later is it's hard enough starting a business. Where do I find cars, Ty? Well, do you go to a load board or do you go talk to people? I don't know. Really, what's really more scary is it's almost setting people up for failure or to be outlaws. Let's make one more rule. How about if we make every truck on the road go 65 miles an hour? Really? Why? Leave me alone. I got other things to worry about besides you. Really?
No,
well, the thing
yeah.
The really crazy thing about the state of Missouri in particular is that if you go to the Department of Licensing and say, hey, I'm interested in getting my CDL or whatever, there is in their little booklet, they define an auto carrier, and they do not define it correctly according to the state statute. So I relied on said book when I decided to buy all my equipment, and now I'm like, well, Mackies, can I cuss on this? Never mind.
Yeah.
Just
you can when it comes to this topic. Cuss away.
Yeah.
Well,
oh,
interestingly enough, in Missouri, I want to say it was in 2017, the Missouri legislature actually changed their state definition of an auto transporter, basically at the request of FHWA to become compliant with the federal regulations. The state lawmaker in Missouri that ran the bill, I drove to Jeff City, met with him, basically begged him not to run this bill. He said, Mike, I have no choice. The Federal Highway Administration is apparently threatening to withhold federal highway dollars from the Missouri Department of Transportation. We have to do this. But he said, once you guys get a federal fix, I will be the first one to repeal this law. His name's Representative Bart Corman. He's a great guy. I've met with him several times since. So I'm not terribly worried about what Missouri law says at this point. Our real focus is on getting the federal government to fix this. And then and then we'll worry about Missouri's state statute and their definition. But it won't really have an impact once the federal government changes their regulations. So that's our goal, is getting the agency to correct its own mistake and getting Congress to fix this issue once and for all.
Well, good luck in the Congress to do anything.
Well, yes, that's look, that's the challenge. This issue in DC, we've met with a lot of key congressional offices on this issue, especially recently. Virtually no opposition that we're aware of. So the challenge won't be getting this bill included into a much larger must-pass bill, such as a highway bill that's done every 4 or 5 years. The real challenge will be whether or not Congress will actually get that highway bill done. I'm fairly confident this language will make it into that bill. Whether or not that bill is signed into law is a whole nother question. So,
Exactly.
you're right. It's could take much longer, which is also why it's important that FHWA fix this using its own authority now. So, it's a web. It's a mess. There's a lot of history here. I think our position is correct. I think our position is based on the regulatory history, what has been in place for a long, long time. So, and again, there's no opposition that I'm aware of. It's one of the few times and one of the few issues you'll work on in trucking where there's really nobody opposed to it. And maybe this bill being introduced will flush out some opposition. I don't know. We've done our homework and reached out to as many people as we could think of trying to find opposition, quite honestly. Haven't found any. So I don't know, maybe this bill, maybe Congressman Luetkemeyer's bill will flush that out, but we'll see.
I want to say this. I want to take this moment to say, kudos to you guys. Is it .org?
OOIDA.com.
Oh, it is. There we go. .com. People rarely use .org, and it always throws me off. OOIDA.com. You know what, you guys at OOIDA, thank you for the service, for doing what you do.
Yeah.
We all know that as an organization, we don't always get recognized as the good works we do. We get remembered for, a punch we took here or there, right? But on this issue, there can't be a person watching that doesn't agree this is a no-brainer.
I would hope so. And look, we've spent over 4 years now working on this. I hate that it's taken 4 years. I would have loved to have gotten this fixed back in 2015 and been done with it. Nothing is ever that easy. We've worked extremely hard on this. Dale Watkins, who runs our business services department, has really helped me go through the regulations, look at all the history with it. So we've done quite a bit. I think if you look at our comments that we filed to the docket back in September of 2017, they're fairly extensive. We have about 10 attachments. We cite all the regulations, the regulatory guidance, very comprehensive. I think our comments were spot on, and that's just not patting ourselves on the back. We put a lot of time and effort into this, and we're going to see it through, and it'll get done. I just don't know how long it will take.
And that's what's cool. I love there is so much to your organization. Online education, live seminars, you're at lots of truck shows, you coordinate and work with so many others. You've got Landline Magazine, you're on Sirius XM. I want to thank you so much for doing the good work. Because what if you didn't lead this charge?
Well, that's a great question. It's a priority of ours. I don't know if it's a priority of others, but the page you're on right now, or that you were just right there, is the OOIDA. It's the OOIDA Foundation page. That is a phenomenal resource for drivers. There are all kinds of web videos, educational videos on there. I watch quite a few of them. It's a learning. It's just there's a wealth of information there.
So much.
Tom Weekly runs the OOIDA Foundation. He has an extensive background in trucking. Andrew King also works for the OOIDA Foundation, just does a phenomenal job with research, putting together statistics. There's just a ton of information there, and you don't have to be a member to access it.
Right.
You can go on there and take all these things, and it's just great stuff.
Wow. There's tons of information here. So, I mean, I wanted to draw attention to that. And you're on social media. Landline Magazine is accessible. I mean, there are many ways to access the information. And anybody that doesn't know, now they know. Listen, OOIDA really is fighting for truckers, and it's an amazing resource to access.
Yeah, we have a lot of social media pages. We have a great team. We have everybody that works at OOIDA is dedicated to the cause. We are a membership organization. We work exclusively for our members. We exist because of our members. Without our members, OOIDA wouldn't exist. So everything we do is for them. We do the best we can. This is an issue. When I think auto transporters, this issue isn't going to fundamentally transform the entire trucking industry, right? Because it's for a very niche, a specialized segment of trucking. Still a pretty sizable one for sure.
Huge.
But it
auto
is
transport
huge.
is huge.
It absolutely is. It absolutely is.
It's mind-bogglingly big.
And for my
I sound like Trump. It's big. Okay. But it's a big industry.
My office window overlooks I-70. I see Stingers and traditional auto transport all day long.
Oh.
I used to stare out the window and look at the combinate, just look at it. So it is a big industry. And this issue, if you're an auto if this issue impacts you, it can hit you pretty hard. Think about a 7 or 8 car hauler where you have to take 2 cars off to run compliant. I mean, that's lost productivity, lost revenue.
That's what I want to talk about. Okay, question. Because this is something Ty and I talk about. Okay, so, and by the way, Robert, this ties into you. Are we saying that a high mount is not an auto hauler?
That's what FHWA is saying.
So what happens when this gets back to the people that make high mounts?
Well, that's the thing. Look, they're designing and selling high mount trailers that are designed to haul cars. I don't know. I mean, it's just it's an interesting issue. But look, if I'm the manufacturer, I'm producing a trailer that should be compliant. It really should be. So I don't think anything will change on that end.
Okay, but wait a minute. But seriously, no.
There's a problem.
This
right
is
here.
a problem. Has
Who
anybody?
lets these trailers go down the road? Who tells these guys that trailer's allowed to go down the road? Somebody.
I don't think you can make faulty products and do it forever without like the FTC or somebody knocking on your door. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to cause a problem here, but
These guys in.
Are there?
How can you sell these trailers that you can put 6 cars on, but you can't put 6 cars on? That makes 0 sense.
I mean, that's crazy.
Really? I mean, $120,000 freaking trailer, and you can't put 8 cars on it?
I can't manufacture backward kneecaps and have doctors put them into people's legs, and then nobody complains about backward kneecaps making them fall over. I mean, somebody's gonna, I don't want to say it, but
look, it's an
God.
interesting point.
What the what?
It's an interesting point.
And hence, I drive around the scales. Just simple.
That's what it's called. DriveAroundTheScales.com.
Well, and hey, look,
Pull around.
we hear
Pull around back, driver.
We hear plenty of stories about people
what?
doing that in Missouri and a
insane.
few other states where enforcement is very aggressive. So
This whole industry is the Wild West. The world?
I just want to find cars, Ty. That's all I want. And I'm like, well, hold on.
Give me them gold bars. I don't want to talk about definitions and stuff.
Yeah, Ty's always saying Stinger. I wonder why.
Oh my God. This is kind of crazy.
It's insane. It is stupid insane, and I got to get off the show because I'm going to get lit and I'll get in trouble.
Well, it is.
Yeah, go ahead.
And it's a very.
I mean,
this is not a very attractive issue, right?
No.
It's just not. So it's very in the weeds. When you have to start quoting regulations from the mid 80s, you lose people very quickly. So that's been our challenge from day one, is to really communicate with people.
Although the GOP does it all the time. Come on, that's funny.
But look, that picture you showed earlier.
What's Elaine Chao doing?
the picture you showed earlier, that right there is really the way to explain this issue. When you show that to somebody and you say, hey, the federal government doesn't consider this an auto transporter, you get some really funny looks. So
that's right. The high mount, right?
Yes. Yep.
I can't turn it. I was trying to turn it. I couldn't figure out how to turn it.
Jay, pull up the little video plug I did for you. It's got the video of the trailer and the guy, remember?
Yeah, but I don't know where the video is. I meant my media capacity.
On that picture, I know you can't turn it, but the rear overhang on the trailer, I'm again fairly optimistic that that overhang, when you're allowed 4 feet, I'm fairly convinced on the back,
right, and 3
that,
on the front.
That FHWA will fix that. The issue I'm less certain about, and we mentioned this in our comments, is that the front overhang, so in between the front of the trailer and the back of the cab, you'll notice obviously there's overhang there. So we've asked the Federal Highway Administration, when they clarify this, if and when they clarify this issue, to make sure that they also clarify that a high mount trailer can have 3 feet of overhang in the front of the trailer, in between the cabs. So that's the issue I'm less certain about.
And that's really stupid too, by the way. Sorry to interrupt you, but why in the world is that a problem for a car to have overhang on the front of the trailer behind the cab? See, that makes no sense.
It's only a problem because the federal government says it is. There's no safety issue. There's no reason you shouldn't be allowed to use that overhang. That's what those trailers were designed for. So it's just a misinterpretation of a long-standing regulation.
So let's do this high mount. One of the things I want to ask, because I want to talk about this, is I'm really glad we're doing this, because I wanted to ask this, is that, okay, so I'm told that, see, here we go, boom. All right, I'm told that the overhang understanding is that you can have overhang on a Stinger, which is considered an auto transporter, but not a high mount because it doesn't meet the definition, and therefore you're only allowed a 53-foot deck space. Am I right about this? But if you have a Stinger with a head rack, you get the 65 feet, you get the 3-foot overhang in the front, the 4-foot in the back, because you're a car hauler. Now, if that's yeah, go ahead.
Stingers actually have a more generous allowance. They have 4 feet in the front, 6 feet in the rear, and a longer overall length limitation. Yeah. So they already have a more.
This sounds like a business deal. This is a business deal. Come on. Somebody that loves fleets got this thing in so they could get their fleets, and the high mount guys would go out of business. I mean, come on, right?
Well, that's what I thought.
Watch this, guys. Hanson Adkins, USAL, JMN, United Road. Guess what they're buying now? They're buying Sun Countries with mid-class, class 4 through 6, hooking up a trailer, and they're doing it. And these guys are huge. So what are they doing? How come they're not throwing a fit?
They might be, and that's why.
Good. Let's get them in.
Yeah, it's. Again, I can't figure out why it was changed, who requested it. We're still not aware of any opposition. It's just really bizarre.
Man. No collusion, huh?
No collusion.
No collusion.
The whole time you got guys out here trying to make a living.
Exactly.
Burning hours. Let's talk about safe now, right? I don't want another freaking ticket, Mr. DOT guy, so I'm going to spend 2 hours going away from you. I'm going to burn more fuel. Let's get, what's AOC chick up there in New York? Let's let her look at this and see how we're doing the environment a lot of good. Because we're 2 hours out of the way because of a stupid rule.
Let's get AOC on ATI. Yeah.
Well, careful what you wish for.
Yeah, careful what I wish for. I'll get her on
here. An issue like this, we've we've selectively, strategically targeted certain congressional lawmakers on this issue, mainly the leaders of the House Transportation
they're invited.
Committee.
Let's get them on here.
Congressman Luetkemeyer, who of course introduced the bill for us. So I think this can get done, relatively easily, relatively quietly. I think we'll get it in the next highway bill. Again, as I mentioned earlier, the real question is if and when the next highway bill will actually get done. But man, this has been a frustrating issue. I'm super excited that you guys are covering it and that we get to talk about it. It's important for people who have that kind of combination to know what kind of pitfalls are out there.
Oh my gosh!
If they go through a scale, especially in Missouri. Missouri is kind of, in my opinion, ground zero for enforcement of this. Wisconsin, I think, is pretty bad as well, and we're hearing about more states. But for OOIDA, we first got involved in this because of enforcement in Missouri, and that's where it seems to be really bad.
Robert,
but there's other states.
Yeah.
There's other states too. Michigan is certainly zero tolerant. I mean, they're just like Michigan. Montana is they got something completely different where they do something completely backwards. Washington State, and there's a handful of other states that I just basically don't like to operate in.
It's amazing. It makes no sense, and that's the thing is that I know the only way I can handle things that are totally illogical, since I'm not Spock, is I got to turn it into humor. It's the only way I can deal with it. I don't know how to deal with this. This is so stupid.
That's pretty much the response we get from everybody we talk to about it. I'm hopeful from a timing perspective. Again, we follow up with FHWA regularly about this. Colin Long, who runs our Washington, D.C. office, has been over there to meet with them in person about this issue multiple times. We're hearing good things. We just haven't actually seen the result, basically. And so, again, I think it's just a waiting game. At least I hope it's just a waiting game. This should get addressed. And if it doesn't, wow, I mean, what a missed opportunity for FHWA to fix something that should have really never been an issue to begin with.
Well, and I want to say this, and I tell you what, because I think this is part of our problem. When we talk community, and I mean, we got some people here, and we're talking to folks, but I want to say this, in general, I'm going to say this. I reached out to a Facebook group that is very big with guys that run fleets and have been doing it for years and consider themselves the professionals in this industry. And they were like trying to make me out to be a rookie by sharing the picture that you shared, Mike, that I somehow was the rookie and I'm the one talking about stupid rules. And I'm like, you guys, you don't know. So you don't know the dumb words in the laws and the dumb pictures and the dumb opinions. You guys don't know. Because I know you're making money and you're working. And that's one of the problems. When people are making money and they're working, you can't carry up a torch for another problem. You just got to focus on what you're doing. I get it. But there are people that are not aware that this is an actual problem. And I'm wondering, what are they gonna do when they get to Missouri and they got their high mount? Is that when they pick up the torch? Is that what happens?
Hey, look, we can use all the help we can get if it, it's
crazy.
It's unfortunate that people have to get hit with something like this before they get involved. But the more help we eventually get, the better chance we have of success. I mean, we're committed to seeing this thing through, and we will. It's just a matter of time. I haven't seen anything like this, and that's saying something because I've seen a lot of really bizarre legislative issues, not only in trucking but in other industries as well. And I would love to have a debate with anybody at FHWA or within the industry that thinks our interpretation on the long-standing regulations is incorrect. I would love to have that debate. I think that FHWA is finally close to acknowledging that their 2004 interpretation was wrong. It's just a matter of when they're going to fix it.
And that's the thing too. We don't need to. Yeah, I know Tom said we don't need. All we got to do is get it fixed. We don't need to play the blame game. I hate the blame shame game. That's stupid. Let's just fix it, man.
Hi, Mike. How do we help you, Mike?
Yeah, let's get on board. Good call. I'm ready.
So right now, there's not a whole lot for people to do. Certainly, if anybody wants to call Congressman Luetkemeyer's office, Blaine Luetkemeyer from Missouri, and just tell him thank you for introducing HR 3474. It would be nice for him to hear from people that appreciate what he's doing. A lot of times, members of Congress only hear from people when they do something bad. We always encourage people to call a congressional office when they do something good. So other than that, there's not a lot to do on this. At some point later this year, perhaps maybe early next year, we will want everybody impacted by this to call their congressional lawmakers and support this bill. And we'll get all of that information out there at the appropriate time. I don't think now is that time. I think it will be later this year or early next year. So we would love, I would love, OOIDA would love to come back on your program and talk about this and when it is time for people to get more involved on a grassroots level.
Absolutely. You're totally invited. And you know what's really cool? And this goes for everybody watching is that, Mike, you contacted me about this when? Wednesday or Thursday of last week?
Last week, yeah.
And we're here now.
Yep.
And that's the whole point, and that's why social media is on fire, is because it's current, happening now. And that's where we want to keep this. We want to be in the now, as opposed to stuff in the 80s.
We had been working with Luetkemeyer's office for a number of weeks or maybe even a couple of months on the legislative language. But once I got word from them that they were going to introduce it, you were one of my first calls. I also have a list of members that have contacted us over the years that have been caught up in this. I also emailed them pretty quickly and said, hey, FYI, here's this bill, and gave them a more detailed explanation on it and sort of the politics of it all. But I actually typed up the email to you, I think, a day before I sent it. I had to wait for a couple of reasons to send it, but I was excited to let you know and hoping that you would have me back on the program to talk about it.
You know, I mean, I was like, I love it when a plan comes together, right? The A-team,
Exactly.
dude. Yeah, and you know what's really neat? I really do appreciate, once again, I appreciate that, you know, Ty and I, we met Louie at the Truck for Success seminar in Blue Springs. Then we got to meet you at the building at OOIDA. Then we saw you guys at Matt's, and I got to meet more of the landline staff. It's fantastic, and that's what this is all about. It's the only way we're going to come together and be community. By the way, you don't know this, Ty, I don't think. Next month, we're going to have the ATA show. Isn't that cool? Did you know that? Did I tell you that? Did I tell you? And dude, in August we're gonna have the Hank Seaton show.
Oh, I definitely know about that one. That one's the one. Look at that. Look at
Hank
that.
wrote The Rules of the Road.
You know Hank Seaton, Mike?
Yeah. Coming on the show.
You guys have been everywhere. I was I tuned into the program about 8:10, I think, so I was about 10 minutes late. But you're gonna be in Baltimore and Nashville and Raleigh. All over the place, and I won't be at any of those, but I certainly go to a few of the truck shows. OOIDA has a presence at a lot of truck shows. I'm sure we'll cross paths again, and hopefully we do. And one other thing I would mention, I know earlier you mentioned the issue, and this is not auto transporter specific, so I'll be very quick. But
it's all good.
The booting issue at Walmart, the $500 fine.
What?
That is more of an issue than most people realize. Just in the last week, I've heard from 3 of our members who have been in similar situations. One at Sears, at basically an abandoned Sears location, at an old Menards location, and one actually at Walmart. The exception is that some of them were booted, some of them were actually towed away. In one case, the towing company drove the tractor trailer away, which I'm not even sure that's legal. But
Wow.
the $500 example you mentioned, we actually see that those cost regularly between $2,000 and $3,000.
What?
So $500 is relatively cheap compared to what we see elsewhere. So drivers need to be aware, where they're parking, and because if you get caught up in that and run across a towing, come across a towing company that does that kind of stuff, they can essentially, it's virtually unregulated. And if they give you a $2,000 or $3,000 bill for that, you have to pay it or you don't get your truck and trailer back. And there's almost no recourse whatsoever. So I just wanted to highlight that because I heard it earlier on in your program. And that is a much, much bigger issue than most people realize. So pay attention, beware of where you're parking.
Do you think there's signs posted somewhere on the lot that say that you can't? Do you think that they're just not being read in these cases? I mean,
well,
it's
look,
gotta be, right?
Look, one of the members I spoke with about just today, actually, earlier today, admitted to me and said, look, there was a sign that said no parking, and there was nowhere else to park. That's where I had to park, and I was just taking a little, it was a little bit of a gamble.
The freaking
and I said,
ELD.
And I said, I said that's fair, but what's not fair is in her case, I think it was a $2,100
oh my God.
Bill. And so, look, if you're illegally parked and a towing company puts a boot on you or something, right? They're going to charge you something. But $2,100, we've seen as high as $3,000. Actually, in some cases, more than $3,000.
Oh my God.
Is totally unreasonable. So it's one thing to park somewhere illegally. It's an entirely different thing to have someone come and charge you, $2,000 or $3,000 to put a boot on, knock on your window, wake you up, and say, "Hey, pay me the $2,000 or $3,000, or I'm not going to take the boot off." And that's basically what you're forced to do is pay them $2,000 or $3,000. They'll take the boot off. They spent 30 minutes doing it, so not a bad day's work, I guess, if you can get it. But it will literally ruin your month in trucking.
Oh God, yeah.
Or longer than that.
What about if we just tell everybody that your ELD helped you do that, and we could ask the federal government, maybe Bernie Sanders and their gang, if they would reimburse us for this crap?
Well, I wouldn't hold your breath on something like that.
Yeah, I just said politics. I'm sorry. I know we're not supposed to do a family show, but seriously,
but
I don't think.
Here's the federal government trying to help fix problems, so let's everybody have an ELD. Now you got to find a place to park.
I don't think socialists help truckers.
Well, look, it depends on the issue, and I don't want to, talk about any sort of the letter next to anybody's name or their party affiliation. But one of the challenges in D.C., whether it's auto transporters or anything else, is Republicans are great on some issues and absolutely horrendous on some issues, and Democrats are great on issues on some and horrendous on others. So
thank you. I like your. You know what? Honestly, that's where I'm at. I mean, nobody really knows my political affiliation, including me.
Yeah, right. I'm confused about my own as well.
That's why I flip a nickel. I don't even have a quarter. I use a dang nickel.
OOIDA focuses on issues. We don't care what what the letter is next to somebody's name. So it's tough, but that's our goal is issues, and that's what we focus on.
Wow. Robert?
Yes, sir.
Did you get any more citations while we were on the radio?
Nope.
Oh, thank goodness. Well, I mean, it's crazy. You got to live like you live like the road warrior out there.
So, Robert, let me ask you, does this conversation make you feel any better?
Yeah.
No.
I know. I can't imagine.
There's some hope. There's some hope. Mike has told me there's some hope.
Mike,
so maybe in the next century or two, I might be able to actually use my high mount legally.
Scales for another year or so, buddy. Hang in there.
When this bone wears off, because our sixth finger's totally gone, maybe they'll pass it.
There you go.
That's pretty weird. Too much Joe Rogan.
I don't want to give the federal government too much credit, but I'm going to, and I'm going to say that the Federal Highway Administration fixes this issue in the next couple of months. That's my crystal ball. I'm going to say they fix it and at least fix most of it, and I'm going to say it happens within the next 4 to 8 weeks.
Dude,
okay, Mike. So here's the deal. If that happens, I'm going to take you to a 5-star steak dinner.
We're gonna have a Luetkemeyer party.
I'm going to take you to a fancy steak dinner.
And I'm going to record it. Yeah.
We can put it on the show.
Yeah, we'll do it live. We'll go live from the steakhouse.
If and when that happens, Robert, you can actually drive on I-70 again, and our headquarters is we're right on I-70. So
right there in Blue Springs. I avoid it all the time just because I don't want to go across that scale on 44 by highway mile marker. 44? I think it is 44, 45.
I call it the Odessa Scale House.
First we fill up.
That one.
First we party at Bates City Barbecue, right on I-70, right? And then we go down to the OOIDA building and party in the parking lot.
And when Robert drives by loaded with cars legally using the rear overhang, I want him to give me a big honk when he's driving by.
That won't be a problem.
It's kind of, what's neat about dreams is then you're like, wow, could we really do that?
We're doing it. There's no, can we? We are.
Can I live like a human being again?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Whoa.
Thanks, federal government. I really appreciate you.
I know. Isn't that crazy when you get so stuck in the legal hole you can't even be a human being anymore?
And we're talking about a federal definition here. It's again, it's not the most exciting stuff to talk about, but it's important. And look, when we get an update, whether it's a legislative update or an update from FHWA, Jay, you'll be among the first to know, and I'd love to come back on and give all your viewers and listeners an update as well.
In fact, I'd like to repeat. I like this roundtable right here. I hope that Robert's available, and I would love to do this. We're coming back to celebrate the good news, man. Whenever that is, we'll all have like ZZ Top beards and stuff, but we're doing it.
I might actually grow some hair back again.
Right. I'll have like hologram wings.
So amazing that you're on this show, Mike. It really means more to me than I could ever say. Thank you so much. I really do.
Yeah, no, you guys have an awesome program, and when I was on a couple of months ago, it looks like you guys have your following has grown quite a bit. So it looks like you guys are doing well.
Thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate that. Yeah, no, it really has. It has grown a lot. These conferences that we're talking about just keep on expanding the reach, and I'm so thankful that we got a chance to get connected with you so that this type of program is possible.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, thank you guys, and I'll keep you posted once I hear anything, and we'll be in touch very soon.
Sounds like a plan. I want to thank Robert. Robert, I want to thank you for, some of the stuff that you said. I know that's not easy to talk about. It's a bummer, but I really appreciate you coming on the program and talking about it.
Not a problem. I look forward to seeing the fix in the next. I look forward to giving Mike a very fancy steak dinner in the next 2 months.
I'll gladly take you up on that.
All right.
That's awesome. Thank you, Ty, so much for being a part of all this. And I want to thank the audience out there too. Listen, how do people get a hold of you, Mike?
You can call the OOIDA headquarters. The number's on our website, ooida.com. My email is floating around out there everywhere. Jay, you have my email. I have no issue whatsoever with you putting it out there to anybody that's listening. I welcome emails and phone calls. That's how we learn about issues at OOIDA. In fact, if in 2015, if our member never called us, we would have never really known about this issue. So my email is pretty easy to find. The phone number at our headquarters, I'm pretty easy to get in touch with.
I think I got it right. Mike_Matousek at OOIDA.com, right?
That's correct.
And you said something so important. If your member hadn't told you, you may not have known. And that's what community's all about. Because if people don't tell us something, we won't know what they're talking about either until they let us know.
Absolutely. We always encourage our members or anybody, non-members, to reach out to us, let us know of an issue. In fact, the towing example I gave you earlier about the lady that got the $2,100 tow bill parked in a Sears parking lot, she's not a member, but look, I'm glad she reached out. She actually sent a copy of her invoice, and now I have that on file so I can use that as we address that issue. So again, I look forward to the phone calls and emails. I get them all the time, and if I don't take your call right away, I'll get back to you without question.
That is so awesome, man.
So
okay,
that's great.
All
Thank
right.
you so much.
Well, thank you guys, and thanks for hanging on. I knew it again, 2.25 hours. You guys have a good night out there. I'm going to let you go, and then I'm going to say goodbye to the good people in TV land.
Thank you.
Peace
out.
out.
Have a great night.
Good night.
Thanks, man. See you guys.
Thank you. All right, I ended the meeting. Boom. Then I got to go back to this screen. I got to change this up. Oh, let's see here. Well, okay, we got to do this. Wish I had an easier way of doing this, but it's okay. We work it out. We get there. Boom. Where do you get your cars? Question of the day. Listen, you guys. Oh, man. It is not easy to make a show about, like, legislation and stuff. And so that's why I was working extra hard to kind of get there. Plus, I had to do all the world of car hauling software stuff. But I think, once again, I'm very proud of the way this show comes together, the people that participate, the fact that you all join the live chat, you stick around. Oh my gosh, a 2-hour show about car hauling, you gotta be out of your mind. No, I really appreciate that you spend the time. I put in the time, and I really do want to help people improve their businesses. And that's why, actually, Sun Country Trailers, you see them on the screen, Sun Country Trailers, they have excellent trailers, high quality. If you want to learn more about Sun Country Trailers, please let me know. You can email me, autotransportintel@gmail.com. I'll put you in touch. Gopher Auto Carrier Software. I have known Niles for quite a while, and but we've only really just talked and really didn't get a chance to work together. Now we finally get a chance to work together because I'm finally free, right? And so Gopher Auto Carrier Software, thank you for waiting and putting up with the tolerance of the patience to now we can finally talk and be free, and I can promote Gopher Auto Carrier Software. It is great software. If you're a small or mid-sized fleet, you definitely want to talk to Gopher. That's for real. Also, Superflow Systems. Mark at Superflow Systems was on the show last week. In fact, this month there's going to be a Sun Country show. There's going to be a Gopher show. There's going to be a Superflow show. We're going to get to spend more time with Mark. Man, does he have a suite of products. We're talking about CRM for brokers, broker tools, auto quoting software, and he doesn't have a mobile app, which is interesting. Mobile app and dashboard, because that's what Gopher does with the fleet. And by the way, Gopher is new and used cars, which is not something that everybody can say. So you want to check that out. So listen, I want to thank the people that are advertising on the show, Sun Country, Gopher, and Superflow. I want to thank the folks hanging around the live chat. It means a lot. And I want to thank the people that participate in the live panel and the interviews. That's what makes this show so full of great content. I thank you for going online after the fact and watching the videos, taking my phone calls, emailing me, Facebook messages, YouTube comments. If you've got a question or you've got something to share, send me an email, autotransportintel@gmail.com. I'll make it part of industry news. Maybe we can do an interview, and maybe we can get to the point where you can help me advertise and help support this channel and keep it going. I really appreciate all the conversations I have. There's so many throughout the day, and there's so much to cover. Thanks for being a part of the auto transport ecosystem and for hanging around and watching the show and hanging on this late at night. I'm going to let you go. I'm going to run that car hauler. But I'll tell you what, we're going to be back next Tuesday night. You are not going to want to miss that. I'm just going to say it right now. That show next week, that thing's going to be crazy. This is the show right here. Where is it? It is... dun, dun, dun. I'm serious, man. The FMCSA Drug and Alcohol Clearinghouse. If you thought tonight's show got you aggravated, oh man, wait until you see that show. That show's going to make you crazy. But you have to know this stuff. We got to get through some of this legal stuff so we can get back to some of the information that's, a little more digestible. All right. But listen, man, thank you guys so much for joining me. I'll see you next week. We're going to talk about drugs and alcohol in a way we really don't want to. But that's okay. We got to do it. They're making these laws. We got to know them because knowing is half the battle. I'll see you guys next Tuesday night. Thanks so much for sticking around. Peace. Be safe out there. Have an awesome 4th of July. Let freedom ring.